prosecutors were allowed an automatic waiver. The circuit judge, and I was a circuit judge at that time, was given the discretion, having heard the case and heard all of the evidence, to make a determination as to whether or not that individual would be sentenced as an adult or as a juvenile. In order for me to do that, and I did that on, well, I did it on more occasions, but two in terms of these heinous crimes, we were given an FIA report, we were given psychologicals, we were given all sorts of information in order to make that determination. Now under Miller and under the proposed House bills and Senate bills, we are talking about giving a judge the ability to make that determination between life with or life without parole. And I'm talking to you about the fact that there's a provision in one of those bills for sentences. Now, the case in Ellison in the Michigan Court of Appeals said, no, following Ellison, following Miller, it's life with or life without parole. But no matter what that decision the judge has to make, the more information we get to that judge, the fairer that determination is going to make. So if we have a determination on the one side that this person is a psychopath, you know, and is without morality, or we have a determination that this is something that is mitigated or should be mitigated, we need all of this information. Now, this isn't my idea. This is outlined in Miller. Miller's saying, in order to do this, we'd like to know about this or that or the other. And so it's important that there be a mechanism by which we get as much information to the person who's making that ultimate decision. I had information when I sat as a circuit judge. I don't see any mechanism for that in these acts. And again, my concern is that you've gone beyond the Miller case, and in House Bill, I think it's 08, indicated that you're looking at a term of years, and that is not within the Miller decision.
Any other questions from House members? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Retired Judge Fred Mester wishes to speak in support of the bill.
I should let you know that Judge Prosecutor Cooper and I were next door neighbors together for many years. I mean, at the courthouse. I'm very honored to appear before you this morning on a very significant and important question, because this question really goes to the heart of who we are as human beings and what we are as a civilization and a society, I believe. Just a quick background. I'm a former Army officer, Captain, United States Army, former federal prosecutor, court administrator, circuit judge for 26 years, and now trying to find out what they do with those cards when they hand them out as lawyers. So I'm learning a lot. Let me give you a couple points at the very beginning. The issue here is not relieving the individual defendant of culpability. That culpability, whether you change the statute or you don't change the statute, remains with them. They have been found culpable by a jury of their, in quotes, peers. Secondly, a jury is not informed of potential sentencing. So if you change the statute, you're not abrogating the decision which those jurors made when they made it sincerely and honestly, and they came as citizens to serve our jurisprudence. Let me tell you about Jennifer Pruitt. Jennifer Pruitt was born in Pontiac. Her father was an alcoholic and abused her continuously throughout her young life. By the time she was 10, she was wandering the streets of Pontiac. She was looking for beer wherever she could find it at the age of 10. She lived in a house which had individuals moving in and out at all times. She was severely limited in her education as a 10-year-old. A young lady by the name of Donna Miracle moved in when Jennifer was 16, moved into the community in the neighborhood. Donna was 24, an adult. Donna Miracle was a drug addict. She made friends with this young girl named Jennifer. She told Jennifer one day she needed some money. Do you know where I can get it? Well, there's an older friend down the street. He's about 72 years of age, Mr. Heichel. I'm sure he's got money someplace. We can probably go in there and find it. And so together they went about midnight to his house. They knocked on the door. And he, being a very good neighbor and concerned about the kids in the streets, invited him in. While they were there, Jennifer went into the bedroom and found where he hid the money, took the money out, and as she came back into the living room, Miracle was stabbing poor Mr. Heichel many times until he was dead. Jennifer had run back into the bathroom, locked the door as this was going on. She ultimately came out. She helped Donna Miracle and a 13-year-old, imagine, after midnight, a 13-year-old, to help clean the place up and to remove any fingerprints. Once Donna Miracle fell asleep, Jennifer ran to the next door neighbors, woke them up, and asked them to call the police because someone was dead next door. The police acknowledged that she did that and acknowledged that she was scared when they arrived. She was under the care of a psychiatrist when they were advised to arrest her for felony murder. She was tried with Donna Miracle a little later in the year, and both were found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt by a jury, appropriately so. That was in my courtroom. I had no alternative but to sentence them both to life behind bars without parole. 16 years old, moved into the prison system. Shortly after she was there, she was assaulted by a guard. She was subsequently, in the next few weeks, taken into a closet and raped by another guard. A lot of abuse occurred in those early times because she was placed in the adult population. Ultimately, she and a number of other women, I think there were 66 of them, brought a class action lawsuit against the Michigan Department of Corrections, and I believe they got a verdict of some $100 million against the Department of Corrections for the abuse that they suffered in that prison system. Her attorney at the trial indicated at this trial wherein they received this very good verdict, said if anyone influenced that jury more, it was Jennifer Pruitt. She took with confidence the questions that was posed to her and presented the evidence before the jury through the words and the halting English she spoke. As a result of that, Jennifer advises that she began to feel good about herself and she began to engage in doing good things within the prison system. And I agree with Prosecutor Cooper on this, that certainly we need to make sure that there are tools within the prison system to help these individuals to find their way into competent skills. She did good work. She helped to mentor some of the younger students.
Judge, I'm going to have to ask you to come to
I'll cut
conclusion.
through this. Anyway, she did good work. She mentored. She tutored. She sat when individuals were attempting on a suicide watch. She did all these things to improve herself, and she got her GED. And therefore, she is an example of some of the people we're talking about. When we talk about a life with parole, all we're saying is give them a chance to be heard. Give them a chance to have their voice before individuals, citizens like yourselves and me, who can ultimately make a decision whether this individual, under our system, under our society, should be given that second chance. We are a very good society. We're an exceptional country. And I suggest to you that what tells us that we're better than any other country is that we indeed are a redemptive society. We are a forgiving society. We believe that individuals can have a chance back in society. And you'll hear from individuals later on who've left the prison system and gone on and done good things within the community to help younger people. And I have a foundation in Pontiac where we try to help younger people to find a better way, a better journey in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions?
Any questions? Hearing none, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We have a little over 3 hours, maybe a little bit more, and I've got a couple dozen cards in front of me. Cards meaning the cards that you've filled out today. I'm going to start going through them, and as you saw with good Judge Mester here, I'm going to try my best to channel your comments without being rude. So forgive me in advance if I come across as a little bit too harsh at times, but I'll do my best in that regard.